Alright, selfie video test 4K 30 FPS using S23 FE, S24 FE, and S25 Fan Edition. We're also testing the audio for all three phones. Look at the color of the sky and my face, which has more details, S25 FE, S24s or S23s. Let's check the video stabilization. Alright, let's switch to the rear cameras. Starting with the ultra-wide, you will see that S23 FE is brighter and more colorful than S24 and S25s. Also, the colors is a bit off, while on S25 the colors are toned down closer in reality, as well as S24 FE. On the main sensor test, S24 FE blows out the highlights at the back where you will see the light, while S24 and S25 manage it better. I noticed the image on S24 FE is darker compared to S23 and S25. On 3X, almost the same look on both phones. I think S23 FE has more details and over-sharpened, while we have a smoother and natural-looking Galaxy S25 FE. There's no macro mode on all three phones, but we have 30x zoom, and I think S23 FE is the best of the bunch. On portrait mode using 1x, the latest S25 FE is the strongest contrast, while S23 FE is yellowish and the blacks are washed out. Again, it is the brightest amongst the three. S24 FE and S25 looks very similar. On 2x, all three phones looks very similar. Looking at the shirt, I guess a bit warmer on S24 FE, but the level of details on the face goes to the latest model. On 3x, same tendency, we got a brighter S23 FE. The edge detection is also good on all three phones, not perfect, and S25 FE is a really good dynamic range overall. I think it's the best. Looking at the selfie, all three phones looks the same, but S23 and S24 is a bit warmer compared to the latest model. Again, sometimes S24 is a bit darker. Alright, video quality test outdoors, starting with the ultra-wide 4K 30 FPS, 0.6x on all three phones. This is the video stabilization test. Look at the color of the sky and the grass. Which phone is better? Let's switch to the main sensor. And this is the main sensor test. Again, look at the colors. Let's check the autofocus. And look at the color of the sky and the grass. How about the details on the floor? And then 3x for all three phones. Which phone is better, S23, S24, or S25s? And going for the 4D zoom, we got 12x on S23 FE, 12x on S24, and also 12x on S25 FE. We got natural looking colors on S25 on night shot. S23 FE is a bit off on my taste and also darker. On pitch black, it's a tie between S24 and S25. On the main sensor test, S24 and S23 is closer and warmer white balance on S25. This is only visible if you're looking on a bigger screen. On pitch black, Galaxy S25 FE is the best exposure. And on 3x optical, I kinda like the details on S24 FE. It looks natural, not over sharpened, and there's no artifacts. And again, best exposure on Galaxy S25 on pitch black. Low light video test, we got a three-way battle starting with Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition. We're using the internal microphone. This is in 4K 30 FPS. And this is last year's Samsung Galaxy S24 Fan Edition, again in 4K 30 FPS using the internal microphone. Let's switch to Galaxy S25 FE. And this is the latest Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Selfie video recording 4K 30 FPS. Now let's switch to the rear cameras. Alright, rear camera, Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, S24 FE, and S25 FE. This is the ultra-wide 4K 30 FPS. HDR is off on all phones. We're switching to the main sensor. So this is the main sensor on all three phones. We got better Video quality, I would say on Galaxy S25 FE cleaner. And you got an HDR looking, less noise video. Switching to the optical zoom. This is 3x on all three phones. Which phone do you think is better in terms of the low light video? Now testing the special features of both phones. This is portrait video on S23 FE only in full HD. And this is the portrait video on S24 FE. This is 4K 30 FPS using the selfie. And lastly, the selfie portrait video on Samsung Galaxy S25 Fan Edition. Which phone is better in terms of the portrait mode or the portrait video? Let's switch to 8K video recording. We are starting with Samsung Galaxy S23 FE 8K 24 FPS video recording. There's no 30 FPS on the older model. Then the proper 8K video begins on Samsung Galaxy S24 Fan Edition. Let's switch to the latest model. And lastly, the 8K video recording on S25 FE. Is it worth it to upgrade to the latest version of the Fan Edition? Leave your comment down below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.